Welcome to MindBlow Facts, the place where the world's craziest secrets finally come to light. Get ready for strange discoveries, shocking truths, and mind-bending facts you've never heard before. Hold tight, because what you're about to learn is wilder than fiction. If you're ready, let's dive into today's mind-blowing facts. You do not expect one submarine to dismantle an entire convoy. For decades, that was the rule. Convoys existed because they were supposed to be untouchable. Dozens of ships moving together. Escorts on every flank. Lookouts trained to spot a periscope at 4,000 yards. Hydrophones always listening. The math was simple. No single submarine could slip through all of that and survive, let alone succeed. The Imperial Japanese Navy believed this rule completely. Its convoy doctrine assumed that even if a submarine attacked, it would be lucky to score a single hit before being forced down, depth-charged, and hunted relentlessly. But in 1944, one man, one submarine changed everything. Richard O'Kane is 32 years old, a wiry, intensely focused officer from Dover, New Hampshire. He is not the loudest man aboard USS Tang. He doesn't need to be. His defining trait is precision. Crewmen say he sees the ocean like a chessboard, calculating angles and timing faster than anyone they've ever served under. Before commanding Tang, he had already served as executive officer on the legendary USS Wad. He watched its captain, Dudley "Mush" Morton, push a submarine harder than the textbooks ever imagined. Those patrols shaped him. They taught him that aggression wasn't recklessness, it was survival. By 1944, the Pacific War has reached a turning point. Japan is increasingly isolated. Its merchant fleet, once the quiet backbone of the empire, is shrinking. The Allied strategy is simple: starve Japan of fuel, steel, and food. Submarines like the Tang are the scalpel in that strategy. But the Japanese are adapting. Their convoys are tightening. Escorts are multiplying. Routes are changing. And in October 1944, one particularly valuable convoy leaves China's coast under cover of darkness, believing it is protected by sheer numbers. This is the moment O'Kane has been preparing for. As Tang glides silently through the Luzon Strait, O'Kane studies the sonar reports. Dozens of ships. Multiple escorts. Targets spaced tightly enough that one mistake could mean immediate counterattack. He knows the risk. He knows the expectations. And he knows he's going in anyway. It begins at 2,100 hours. The night is moonless. The water is calm. Tang's radar sweeps across the dark horizon and prints a cluster of contacts. Over a dozen ships, packed together, moving at 8 knots. O'Kane's voice cuts through the control room. Bring us in. Ahead full. The submarine knifes toward the convoy. 4,000 yards. 3,000. 2,200. The escorts remain unaware. He orders the first spread of torpedoes, 4 set shallow, running fast. They're away. Second stretch. The crew holds silently, then, distant thuds ripple through the water as 2 freighters stagger. Their engines stop. They begin to settle, but O'Kane isn't watching them. He's already turning the boat. Because the convoy hasn't scattered. It squeezes tighter, every ship bunching toward the middle, trying to hide behind the others. In doing so, they create the very thing O'Kane needs: a cluster of overlapping silhouettes. He moves in again. 1,500 yards. 1,200 yards. 900 yards. He fires 2 more torpedoes at a tanker, one of the largest ships in the convoy. The impact reverberates like a punch through the hull. The tanker slows, drifting out of formation. Escorts begin sweeping their searchlights, but none are pointing the right direction. The convoy commander still believes this is a single lucky attack, that he has no idea what's coming next. O'Kane reloads. He orders the submarine directly through the convoy's path. It's audacious, even reckless by conventional standards. But he knows the psychology of a convoy. Captains look outward for danger, not inward. Tang slips inside. Now O'Kane is firing at targets less than 1,000 yards away. He hits one. Then another. And another. In 10 minutes, multiple ships are dead in the water. But then, everything changes. A sudden spike of sonar pings. One of the escorts has finally picked up their scent. The crew hears its engines accelerating, closing fast. O'Kane has seconds to react. Hard left rudder. The submarine heels sharply. Depth charges roll into the water, but the blasts go wide. The escort loses contact. O'Kane surfaces again. He is not finished. He lines up his last torpedo. A single shot. One chance. The target is a transport running for open water. Range, 1,100 yards. 900.700. Fire. The torpedo leaves the tube, carving toward the target. The crew listens. 1 second. 2. 3. Then a deep concussion pulses through the hull as the ship falters. The convoy is ruined. O'Kane reloads. He orders the submarine directly through the convoy's path. It's audacious, even reckless by conventional standards. But he knows the psychology of a convoy. Captains look outward for danger, not inward. Tang slips inside. Now O'Kane is firing at targets less than 1,000 yards away. He hits one, then another, and another. In 10 minutes, multiple ships are dead in the water. But then, everything changes. A sudden spike of sonar pings. One of the escorts has finally picked up their scent. The crew hears its engines accelerating, closing fast. O'Kane has seconds to react. Hard left rudder. The submarine heels sharply. Depth charges roll into the water, but the blasts go wide. The escort loses contact. O'Kane surfaces again. He is not finished. He lines up his last torpedo. A single shot. One chance. The target is a transport running for open water. Range, 1,100 yards. 900.700. Fire. The torpedo leaves the tube, carving toward the target. The crew listens. 1 second. 2. 3. Then a deep concussion pulses through the hull as the ship falters. The convoy is ruined. If you find this kind of forgotten history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of courage and ingenuity deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help us ensure they aren't forgotten. But even after that shot, the night is not over. O'Kane circles back one final time, confirming the silhouettes on the horizon. The ocean is dotted with crippled ships, some stopped, some drifting. Escorts are scattered and disorganized. The convoy is no longer a convoy. It is a collection of isolated targets, each one at the mercy of a single submarine. In less than 1 hour, USS Tang has delivered one of the most devastating blows any convoy in the Pacific ever endured. And by dawn, Japanese naval staff will be staring at reports they never imagined possible. What they didn't know was the strategic impact wouldn't be understood until days later. Japan's supply situation, already critical, becomes catastrophic. The loss of tankers accelerates fuel shortages that cripple aircraft training. The destruction of transports further isolates garrisons across the Pacific. And the psychological blow, learning that a single submarine could dismantle a convoy designed to be invulnerable, shakes planners at every level. In Tokyo, officers reviewing the reports are stunned. Convoy doctrine, once considered ironclad, now looks dangerously fragile. They begin shifting routes, adding escorts they don't have, stretching their resources thinner than ever. The true impact won't be understood until the end of the war. Japan's merchant fleet, reduced faster than anyone predicted, collapses months earlier than their own planners expected. And USS Tang, on that single night, was a major reason why. Richard O'Kane returns home with a reputation that becomes legend within the submarine force. He is awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions across the war, including the unparalleled aggression of that October night. Many of the men who served on